everybody, my name is Sherry. Welcome to my stamp studio. I hope you had a good weekend. I didn't really have a project ready. Oops, I just moved to my light, which is not moving my camera. I didn't have a project ready for today because I hadn't, when I kind of looked over my week a couple of weeks ago, I knew that I would be super busy getting the Try It class done, and it's probably 85% there. I've started on the PDF. I have one more video that I have to edit and get those sent out. So I kind of given myself some grace, but then Stampin' Up! Threw in the free shipping offer, and I wanted to be able to remind you about free shipping. And when I send an email to my email list, I like to have at least a project to show you. So I came up with something real quick. I hope you like it. I think it's really pretty. I think it might draw your attention to a stamp that you may not have seen. And then if you are on my email list with this email, I'm going to put a link to my playlist for the new catalog. That way, if you've missed any of the tutorials since I've started making things from the new catalog, you can take a quick look and see if you need to add something to your free shipping. So order. Free shipping is on Tuesday, May 21st. On orders if you're in the US over $75. And in my email, you will see that I have some other added specials as well for those of you that shop with me and have over $75 in orders. So if you're not on my email list and you're watching this on YouTube, look down underneath the video and you'll see the link. So I'm going to use the Wildly Flowering paper. I have been doing a series on designer series paper, and I'm going to do 3 cards from all of the new papers. So this is the first one, and I did that on Friday, and the stuff was laying on my desk, and that's, you know, when you're doing something quick, you just go with what's handy. So this is the Wildly Flowering paper. It is beautiful. It's a really, really pretty paper. And with this one, I used the You Are Beautiful stamp set. So for today's card, I'm going to go with the Grateful Blessing stamp set. I like the You're Such a Blessing, but it hasn't been cleaned. It's with my camp stuff. So today I'm using Thank You for Your Prayers. We did use this stamp set at my in-person camp, and it just hasn't been moved back up here. So I'm going to use the Thank You for Your Prayers, and then this fun little lily that can be a 2-step, or it's not a lily. It is a, oh, now the name escapes me. I don't know why I said lily. It's a bellflower. Lily of the Valley. There you go. That's why I said lilies, because it's close. So you can 2-step it with all the colors as well. Quick and easy. So I'm just going to color mine in because it goes super quick. So every catalog, annual catalog, has a paper that is like a suite that is the new colors. So that for this catalog is the Unbounded Beauty. So those are the 5 new in colors. And then they have a suite that features the in colors that are on their second year. So this is those in colors. And I love these in colors. I will be so sad when they leave. It's still till May of next year, or April of next year. So it's a hot minute. So I'm going to use Pebbled Path, which is one of those in colors. And then I'm going to use this sheet of paper. And this one I used the one that was more mauve, just the mauve and the espresso. So you can go look at the catalog or go look online to see the other sheets of paper. So I'm going to use this one. I thought about running it through the folder, but it has that fun canvas print on it, and I thought quick and easy. Don't make it any more difficult than you have to. So let's do our stamping first. I'm going to use the lily, and I stamped it in early espresso because I just went with the colors that were on the paper. So let's just, I said lily again, the Lily of the Valley. It could be also, you know, sometimes our flowers are kind of ambiguous and color them as you like. So I just colored mine to match the paper. So if you think you're 100% certain on what these flowers are, feel free to tell me. So I have that stamped in espresso, and then I had a brand new Wink of Stella. So you know when I squirted it, I got a whole lot of ink. So I used Mossy Meadow and the Moody Mauve, and I did this color last. So even though it's the darker color, I'm just going to grab a little bit of Mossy Meadow. Some other cards are a little shinier than this one might be because I had a lot of the fluid that came out, because that first squeeze is always like, it's like a little game of Risk. So add some Mossy Meadow just to these leaves. There's not a ton of them. And then get that off of here. That's all we need for this. I told you it was quick and easy. And then I'm going to color with, you can see where all this came in here, and it's not even dry yet. And it's been a few minutes since I did it. That's how much ink came out of my Stella. Because I intended, if you see this paper, the flowers are white with some highlights of Moody Mauve. So I was going to do the petals just in Stella and then do some highlights of Moody Mauve. But I had so much Stella come out, I'm like, well, I'm not going to waste it. So it's going to be sparkly Moody Mauve. And it still looks beautiful. Well, you can't go wrong with Stella. You add Stella and it's going to look beautiful, right? So I'm just coloring each petal because the reason I'm doing this is I don't want to go over the stamped line, because if I do that with the Wink of Stella on the brown, it won't be as crisp and sharp. Just color over these. There we go. And then there's no die for this, so I'm going to have to hand trim that out. So I'll do that in just a second. Let's get our sentiment stamped. So there are 2 dies, and I really wanted to use the other die because this, I'm going to use the same die again, because this is the other die that comes in it, and you really needed the whole, like it's going to do my panel then in this. And I didn't want to do my panel because I wanted all those beautiful flowers to show up. So I just went back and I did the same one. I have a piece of Moody Mauve scrap paper. I'm going to stamp with my Versamark. And just lightly get the thank you for your prayers. Just put it here because it's going to have the embossing. And I'm going to use white embossing powder. Isn't that, it's a nice contrast. So I really liked the way it really made those words pop. So let me heat this. I'm going to take the die, and on this card, on the other card, I used the combination. See, they work in combination. This is one of those die sets that you would use even if you don't get the whole bundle. So we've got this big one, this medium one, and then the small one. So I haven't used this yet on the card. So my next card, I'm going to have to start with that so I make sure that I use it. And then the other one, I did this. This time I'm only going to use this one. I'll run this through the machine. And then you can see when it goes through the die, you get this piece and then you get the frame. Look, I have this laying right here, but you know, the thing that's closest to reach, how many of us go for that? And then I probably wouldn't have done this next step, but it looks beautiful, so you can do it, except for the fact that I still have some Wink of Stella in here and I don't want to waste it. See how I squeezed right there? So I'm just going to take the edge of my brush and I'm going to go back and kind of pick this up and just brush it on here, because there's no sense in letting it just dry in my lid, right? This over here, I'm going to glue my flowers on, and I know that because this is the second card I've made, so I don't need to put any over there. Get that last little scrape. And now we have a super pretty frame as well. And it will make it, it does make it look a little bit different now than the inside. I'm going to take my snips and I'm going to hand trim this out. It's the only part that's not quick and easy. It's not hard, but it's not quick. All right, so we have these. Now let's go ahead and just stick all this together. It doesn't take, I'm just going to stick it on here. What made me kind of sad on the other card was that I really wanted these flowers to kind of be seen. And you can see if I'd used that giant one, none of it would be seen. So on my other one, I just kind of moved my card around until I got it where I could mostly see these flowers. I don't know. I guess maybe I can do it this way. So we're going to go a different direction on this one because I don't want to cover all these up. And nobody says your card has to go one direction or the other, right? So let's stick this on here first. I just used my adhesive because I just made the other card a couple minutes ago. All I did was go get the mail in between. So we'll stick this on here. So this is Pebbled Path, and then a 4 by 5 1/4 sheet of Designer Series paper. Oops, I just picked up I should have moved it out of the way. I picked it up and didn't need it. Okay, get that out of the way. And then I'm going to put this over here to the side because I used the Seal Plus. Let's go ahead and make sure none of it's sticking out here. I do send these as my thank you cards eventually. I don't want somebody to get one that has a sticky all over it. So we're gonna get some of that, a little bit, not a ton, but we'll get a little bit. And then I'm gonna use my dimensionals to pop this up here. So I'm gonna put them on. It doesn't need a ton because when you have a larger shape, they're much more sturdy than when you have the small things that are sticking on your card. That there. And then on my other one, it's on this side, but obviously if I put it on this side, it's gonna fall off the card, so it's gonna go over here. Again, I'm going lower down than I might otherwise so I can still see the flowers coming out the side. And then for my ribbon, I chose the twine that's in these colors. You could do either. I'm going to use the Pebbled Path. About that much. So the first time I did it, I wrapped it around and I didn't like it. And I just laid this. This is the end. We had to use this in Try It class, and that's the end of one of my things. So I'm going to divide it into the 3, so it's not quite as stiff. So just untwist them apart. It's really easy. There's one. Once you have that first one off, the second one's just pull right apart. And then kind of straighten them back out. And I'm just going to tie this into a bow. Originally, I wrapped it around the card, but you know, when you're going on an angle, it wasn't staying where I wanted. It wasn't staying put. So just a little bow. It's going to be kind of frazzly and stringy, kind of look hay, but it looks like it goes with the flowers, right? And turn that side down. Add a tiny bit of adhesive right here. You could use glue too, but trying to get this done so I can move on to my next thing. And then on the first card, I used the embellishments that are part of the suite, and they're beautiful. So I'll show you those again because I was going to stick them on. They are called the Adhesive Back Textured Dots, and wouldn't those look great on there? But I haven't used these yet at all because they didn't make it onto a Try It class card. So these are the 2023-2025 in color opaque sparkle dots, and they have lots of the colors then. Except for the copper, everything else is on this card. Let's do a couple of them off. Get those on there. And then the Pebbled Path ones are my favorite. They're just really pretty. So we'll do a couple of those. And then I'm going to do one of the Balmy Blue. This card doesn't have as much blue as the other one. So maybe, I don't know. It might draw attention to the fact that there is blue on the paper, but this one doesn't have as much. You know, every time you cut this piece of designer series paper, you're left with what's in that little section. So super easy. The only thing that takes any time at all is trimming that out. It doesn't take forever. So here it is, the other direction, which always makes it fun then when I go to take pictures now that I have cards going in 2 directions. So you can see I had to kind of angle those on there to keep some of the matching flowers on. But otherwise they're the same. And so here's this one. And I will do one more over the course of the next week or two that has the bundle that comes with the paper. It is called, I'll show you in case you want to get it. If I was recommending what to get for the free shipping day, here's the other one, the You Are Beautiful. I used that on this card. And then here's the one that goes with the suite, the Wildflower Designs. I really want to take a second and color these, but it just has it. These were on the table, and so they got it. But if you're thinking what to get, Spotlight on Nature would be my #1 pick, the bundle, because it comes with those great circle dies, but the stamp set's good too, and I've used it several times. So that is your card for this special, and I'm going to try to come up with one more after I have to get stuff done today. I keep going through my list, but tomorrow morning I'll get up early and I'll try to come up with another one. Maybe it'll be with this paper, but maybe not, because I'd like you to see something else before the free shipping. But it is on, the free shipping is May 21st. Have a great one. Bye.